Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Occult Think Tank. My name is Greg. In this video, I am going to be reading for you the 9 Satanic Sins. The 9 Satanic Sins. Stupidity. The top of the list for Satanic sins. The carnal sin of Satanism. It's too bad that stupidity isn't painful. Ignorance is one thing, but our society thrives increasingly on stupidity. It depends on people going along with whatever they are told. The media promotes a cultivated stupidity as a posture that is not only acceptable, but laudable. Satanists must learn to see through the tricks and cannot afford to be stupid. Pretentiousness. Empty posturing can be the most irritating and isn't applying the carnal rules of lesser magic. On equal footing with stupidity for what keeps the money in circulation these days. Everyone's made to feel like a big shot, whether they can come up with the goods or not. Solipsism can be very dangerous for Satanists. Projecting your reactions, responses, and sensibilities onto someone who is probably far less attuned than you are. It is the mistake of expecting people to give you the same consideration, courtesy, and respect that you naturally give them. They won't. Instead, Satanists must strive to apply the dictum of do unto others as they do unto you. It's work for most of us and requires constant vigilance, lest you slip into a comfortable illusion of everyone's being like you. As has been said, certain utopias would be ideal in a nation of philosophers, but unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, from a Machiavellian standpoint, we are far from that point. Self-deceit. It's in the 9 satanic statements, but deserves to be repeated here. Another carnal sin. We must not pay homage to any of the sacred cows presented to us, including the roles we are expected to play ourselves. The only time self-deceit should be entered into is when it's fun, with awareness, but then it's not self-deceit. Herd conformity. That's obvious from a satanic stance. It's all right to conform to a person's wishes if it ultimately benefits you, but only fools follow along with the herd, letting an impersonal entity dictate to you. The key is to choose a master wisely, instead of being enslaved by the whims of the many. Lack of perspective. Again, this one can lead to a lot of pain for a Satanist. You must never lose sight of who and what you are, and what a threat you can be by your very existence. We are making history right now, every day. Always keep the wider historical and social picture in mind. That is an important key to both lesser and greater magic. See the patterns and fit things together as you want the pieces to fall into place. Do not be swayed by herd constraints. Know that you are working on another level entirely from the rest of the world. Forgetfulness of past orthodoxies. Be aware that this one is one of the keys to brainwashing people into accepting something new and different, when in reality it's something that was once widely accepted, but is now presented in a new package. We are expected to rave about the genius of the creator and forget the original. This makes for a disposable society. Counterproductive pride. That first word is important. Pride is great up to the point where you begin to throw out the baby with the bathwater. The rule of Satanism is, if it works for you, great. When it stops working for you, when you've painted yourself into a corner, and the only way out is to say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I wish we could compromise somehow. Then do it. Lack of aesthetics. This is the physical application of the balance factor. Aesthetics is important in lesser magic and should be cultivated. It is obvious that no one can collect any money off classical standards of beauty and form most of the time, so they are discouraged in a consumer society. But an eye for beauty, for balance, is an essential satanic tool and must be applied for greatest magical effectiveness. It's not what's supposed to be pleasing. It's what is. Aesthetics is a personal thing, reflective of one's own nature. But there are universally pleasing and harmonious configurations that should not be denied.
I have no real problem with any of the 9 satanic sins, but I do want to give a bit of a definition for solipsism because I don't want anyone to be confused regarding what a solipsist is. Solipsist is a person who is very self-centered or selfish. But the only other thing that I would add with it, because the number one, I absolutely agree with. The aspect of stupidity being topping the list, absolutely. The only thing that I would question is the aspect of magic. Now, and Anton LaVey is dead, so I can't really inquire with him, but if the only thing he meant by magic was affecting the world around you to bring about a change that you want, I could say, okay, that could be in a naturalistic kind of way. I wouldn't see that as magic per se, but more just one of putting your will out there type of thing. And in that regard, I think all of us do it regarding the things that we are trying to attain in our life. Be it that we're putting into place a mindset of where we want to be and so forth. Like when I was homeless and so forth, I had in my mind, I want a house. I need to have a house. And I kept my focus on that. And it did end up that by working and doing the job that I had, that I got the house that I have now. I don't see what I did as magical in the, what I would say is classic religious stance of what would be thought of as magic, but in the aspect of having a goal in my mind and working and focusing my energy on that, absolutely I did. I mean, that was absolutely part of how I got where I am. And something else I had realized when in walking from Philly to Lebanon in 5 days was the realization of no matter how big a goal is that you have, know that if you're taking action every day toward that goal, you will achieve it. The key is to keep pushing, keep taking action every day towards that goal. And before you know it, you will attain the goal that you are having in mind. I don't again, I don't see that as magic only focusing your will. But if there are any Satanists watching this, if what I am describing does fall into magic, please, by all means, leave a comment, let me know. But anyway, everybody, feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Talk to you later.